Welcome. I look forward to doing this one. It's embracing the dark goddess and returning back to your power. So it should be a very interesting energy clearing that we go through tonight to unlock all of this and to understand ourselves. So, you know, I'm always up for an energy adventure. And sometimes I do odd things because I've never done it before, or to see the energetic response, or to see if it unlocks my consciousness so that I can, you know, move out of old patterns and old belief systems. So on Sunday, I did a Kambo ceremony, which is where you go to a medicine person or a shaman and they actually burn holes in you and then they put frog poison into your body, and then you go through massive purging. So you go through like vomiting and things like that. And you know, the only reason I went to do it is because I got an amazing friend, Kez, who is just the exceptionalist medicine woman there is, and she's very hardcore. And I was like, well, I know I'm in safe hands. B, I know she's very experienced, and C, whatever I go through, I know she's going to be able to support me through it. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go do it. So I got all these dots on me. I got one here, a burnt mark, and then I think I got some on my back. I don't know if you can see them, but there's some there as well. So that was an experience that I had. I won't be doing it again for a while. It was very intense. I don't think I've vomited so deeply in my life before. But I'm certainly feeling clearer on some level. And I'm just still waiting for everything to kind of, you know, sometimes you go through deep transformation and transition. Like I feel like I've walked through the fire with this one, and I feel a little bit still a little bit burnt from it. You know what I mean? And so I'm just waiting for everything just to kind of settle down to understand who I am from this new space. So that was my little energy adventure this week. So I feel quite good that I had experienced something new. But yeah. So Rachel's had Kambo too. How was it, Rachel? It's quite an intense experience. I didn't expect it to be so intense, but thoroughly enjoyed it nonetheless. So yeah, okay, so what are we doing tonight? We are going to be looking at embracing the dark goddess, which is, you know, from this we're going to be looking at the darker emotions that we kind of feel inside of us, and to understand them better so that we can unlock them and, you know, move back into our true power. Because a lot of the dark emotions that we experience are actually, it's actually our own power displaced. So we're going to be looking at realigning that. Then we're going to be having a look at the energizing, sorry, we're going to do that? No, then I'm going to teach you how to stand in the core of your power so you can allow life to reflect your brilliance back. And then we're going to be doing, helping your sexual energy to kind of move up to your throat chakra and to rejuvenate the thyroid gland, because, you know, I believe, you know, we need to learn to start expressing ourselves more, and sometimes we haven't learned to allow our energy to move through us in the most vibrant way to be able to do that. So this is the kind of journey that we're going to go on tonight. It could get quite deep, it could get quite dark, but you know, this is life, and we're all needing to grow and shift and change and transform out of a lot of things. So welcome to tonight's Facebook Live. So, you know, as we're kind of working on the sensual sister theme, it is kind of directed at women, but if you're a man listening to this, I'm sure it applies to you as well, or it will help you to understand women better so that you can relate to them in a more kind of balanced, more harmonious way. But I believe that women, we're deeply emotional creatures. We go through a repertoire of emotions throughout the day. You know, we can be angry, we can be happy, we can be sad, we can feel deeply lonely, we can feel very expressed with our creativity, we can get jealous, we can compare, we can feel shy, and we can go through this turmoil and roller coaster of emotions throughout the day. And sometimes our emotions if they're left out of check or out of balance, they can make our life very unbalanced. If our emotions stay, you know, in turmoil, then they can create more turmoil in our relationships, or they make us misjudge situations because we're on this emotional roller coaster. And so for a woman, we need to really learn to get back in alignment with the true energy and the true nature of our emotions. And the way I understand it is that our emotions are actually the base of our intuitive awareness, and it's through our emotions that we're able to they can extend, right? Our emotions can extend to our intuitive intelligence, if that makes sense. So our emotions are deep sensors that can feel things and make us react to things in the environment around us. So our emotions are really, really important for allowing the intuition of a woman to wake up. Now, the only problem is that our emotional and intuitive ability has kind of gotten scrambled because we've had, damaging relationships or traumatic childhood and crazy parents, which has kind of scrambled our emotional response inside our body, and therefore that can create confusion and distortion, and that scrambles our intuitive response out into life. And then we start to misjudge situations, then we start to misunderstand situations, then we start to misinterpret things, because our original sharp intuition is scrambled by our emotions, which have been corrupted and distorted through certain experiences. And so it's very important that a woman unlocks these distorted emotions inside of her so that she can return back to her intuitive power, but also so that she can read the environment around her correctly, so that she knows how to be in more power in her life. So that's really, really essential. Now, some of the darker emotions that we feel as women tend to be things like anger, self-hatred, jealousy, comparison, and unworthiness. Okay, so we can get caught in these lower vibrational emotions for many different reasons. And I know that a lot of times when women feel unworthy or they're collapsing into self-hatred, it's because there hasn't been enough love in their environment. Usually they haven't had enough love from their mother or their father or from their partner or from people around them. So the external vibration of love hasn't been present enough. And so the person then starts to feel rejected by life. They're not good enough, that which they know is true doesn't want to connect to them. They start to feel separate, and then their energy field collapses from life. They get more introverted in nature, and then they can start wallowing in unworthiness and self-hatred and things like that. And so what we need to do for those kind of experiences or those kinds of feelings is that we need to return you back to experiencing love in the external environment around you, okay? And obviously experiences that you've experienced can shut us down from actually picking up the vibration of love from the external environment around us. And when we start to be able to pick up the vibration of love from the external environment, then all of a sudden we begin to change the dialogue that we have with ourselves. So instead of putting ourselves down, we start to move into being able to encourage ourselves better, to be able to support ourselves better, to understand ourselves as worthy and capable and deserving of a better life. And so it's only through the body's ability to actually receive love from the outside environment that the individual can therefore then learn to love themselves better and grow them out of these unworthiness patterns and self-hatred patterns. The other thing that women tend to experience very deeply is anger. And sometimes we can get so angry, like so angry. If someone crosses the line, we can get angry. If someone says the wrong thing to us, we can get angry. And this is because women on a very deep level desire to experience love, and every time love is broken, now love can get broken through being told the wrong thing, love can get broken through criticism, love can get broken when someone shouts at you, love can get broken when someone betrays you, love can get broken for so many different reasons. And when love gets broken, the person can then feel so betrayed, and in that betrayal feel like there's been such a deep injustice being done, that all of a sudden the only emotion that then starts to project out is anger. Okay, now anger on some level is a form of protection, because it's like, this person has done the wrong thing by me, now I'm being angry to push them back again. The problem is if we continuously get betrayed in our lives, our emotional body can get so scrambled that we can then feel there's more injustice happening and more betrayal happening in our life than there really is, and that can make us more angry more often. Okay, so we need to kind of unlock that kind of thing. And I know some women, and I have experienced this myself, we can feel so deeply betrayed, right? So like there's been such a deep injustice inside of us that we get so angry that anger can become this extraordinary force inside of us, and we can get so angry at the person that's betrayed us that we then end up sending our anger towards them, and we start to curse them. Do you know that they're this, or that they're that, or that you're not going to, may you never get love because you never loved me, or whatever. And so our anger, if left unchecked, can actually overtake us and begin to curse the other person. And that's quite common. So we have to watch that, because if you start cursing other people with your anger energy, then you just start to create a negative karmic loop between you and the other person, which obviously just lowers your vibration and brings more issues and challenges to your life. So again, we need to be looking at that and how to deal with anger in a more appropriate way. The other emotion that we tend to get as women is jealousy, comparing ourselves to other people, feeling like, oh God, she's got it, I don't have it, or that person's got the most amazing partner and I feel very jealous of them. And actually our jealous energy can actually be a curse towards the other person as well, because what we're doing as we're feeling so envious, so jealous, so jealous really of what another person has, that we actually curse the other person not to be able to experience it to its full potential, So the more you're jealous of other people, the more you're actually cursing others, but you're also cursing your own life from having goodness coming into your life. You're also cursing yourself from being open to experiencing more luxury, more abundance, more love, and all those things. So jealousy has a double-edged sword, Not only do you diminish the other person from having a great experience, but you also curse yourself from allowing yourself to have that experience. So we really need to move out of that. And what I understand about jealousy is, at the core of it, is that moment of jealousy is actually part of, if we strip away the jealousy, most of the time it's part of your soul going, oh my God, I'm capable of that. I'm capable of being that. I'm capable of, having a YouTube channel. I'm capable of having a relationship. I actually deserve to have an amazing holiday. And so if we can strip away the darkness of jealousy and just stay with that initial emotional response, or that emotional feeling inside, which is like, oh, I'm capable of having that. Oh, I actually deserve the same thing. Then what you're doing is you're lighting up yourself and you're lighting up the universe around you so that you can attract those experiences into your life. As soon as that energy of like, oh, I can have that, then goes to, I want that and I'm jealous that that person has it, you're cursing both them and you're cursing yourself. So we really need to stop that other part from happening, if that makes sense. So they're the three biggest kinds of dramas that women go through. So I want to know, are you someone that experiences anger, self-hatred, unworthiness, or jealousy? And so these negative emotions can really trap us inside. They can trap us in our lives because they're really debilitating. These emotions are extremely debilitating. Alex has said, well, all I can have to say, experience these things by women, and what you have, like what you're saying, so it goes both ways. Absolutely agree. Men have it too. Juliet, I got to know that a friend of mine is very jealous of me. I could feel that, but I was waiting for her to realize. Yeah, sometimes we can feel this stuff, and sometimes we feel the jealousy of others, and it's like water off a duck's back, because it's like, actually that's their stuff, it's not your stuff. So sometimes you don't get affected by other people's jealousy, but other times, if you've got a belief inside of you that believes in it, or a belief inside of you that's like, yes, I get everything the greatest in the world, and you've got like that kind of weird superiority drama going on, then you're probably most likely going to, attract more jealousy and collapse into that negative energy, because you're actually just operating more from your ego. So life might be trying to correct you to become more humble in life so that you don't attract jealousy. Okay. Paulina, all of them from time to time, not self-hatred, but not being enough, jealousy occasionally, anger when my boundaries are not respected, and when I overgive and underreceive. Yeah, I know that people are jealous of me too. Yeah. So like I said, these are all, when we untangle these emotions, they can be very, very powerful. So when we untangle unworthiness and self-hatred, what we start to step into is self-love, self-acceptance, self-realization. And the more that we love ourselves and the more that we accept ourselves, the more power we have inside to be who we are, because we're actually loving ourselves back into reality. So we have to move out of unworthiness and self-hatred and move into self-love and acceptance in order for us to return back to our power. The other thing, which is anger. Anger is, again, can be a very displaced power, in the fact that yes, we can feel angry and betrayed, and these are normal emotions, but it's healthier to be able to express it, to be able to say, this isn't right, this isn't working for me, you've overstepped your boundaries. The anger extends to sit inside of you if you haven't learned to express what the issue is that needs to be recorrected. So anger in its healthy form helps us to recorrect our lives and recorrect the way that others interact with us. And anger can also be like, hey, I'm not putting up with this, so now I'm going to get out of this relationship. So it can be a very motivating force when it's moved in the right way. It can be a very empowering energy. So we need to shift it from being this resentful, ragey, grudgy kind of energy to a place of being, actually, I have the power to shift, change, and reformat my life so that I can experience a better life. And so we need to learn to be able to move our anger into that motion more. Like I said, with jealousy, it's about you learning to know what it is that you're jealous of, and knowing that you're actually capable of being that and doing that as well. So all jealousy, if you unlock it, can be very, before it becomes jealousy, can be a very self-motivating force to show you that there's a greater world for you that you're capable of doing and achieving. So that's really, really important. I think the other emotion that I think women tend to hang on to a lot is guilt, like feeling guilty, like, oh my God, it's all my fault. I'm guilty for this. I'm guilty if things go wrong. It's my fault that there's been fighting in the house, or, it's my fault that someone's upset. And what you're doing when you go into guilt is that you're denying yourself from realizing that you have your own healing abilities to, again, shift and change the environment. When you go into guilt, you give away your power and say, it's kind of like the collapsed healer energy. When a woman can claim her healing ability, she knows that she's not responsible for anything ultimately, but she can recreate everything. But when you're in the energy of guilt, it's like you take on all the responsibility for everything, and then you feel collapsed in the fact that it's all your fault and that you have no way of actually changing anything. So you kind of sit in that low vibration of guilt. But if you embrace the healer within, you'll notice that actually there's nothing to be guilty for. And if there are things aren't working out, then you have the healing abilities to shift and change things. And I think that's where we have to start to move into as women, is to kind of not collapse into these lower emotions, but actually be able to, before they develop, hold on to the gems, the healer inside, the part of you that loves yourself and accepts yourself unconditionally, the part of you that is courageous and powerful to make changes in your life, and the part of you that is inspired to be better all the time. And that's where your true power really, really sits as a woman. And when you're operating from that zone, your emotions are going to be clearer. You're going to be able to interact with life in a better way, and that's going to start to improve your intuition, because you're not being scrambled by these old negative emotions anymore. So that's what we need to be getting to. And when a woman starts to sit more and more in her power, her true emotional power, her true emotional reactions to life, and is more intuitive and all of that, what happens then is that a woman's energy is not wobbling with life anymore, or being, taken over by life or changed by life. Instead, a woman learns to sit in her power, and when she can, her vibration is still in the knowledge that this is who I am. The universe is going to be able to match you better. The universe is going to go, oh, hi, there she is. There she is, that amazing woman who's magnetic and knows who she is and loves herself, and is kind and humble and empowering and courageous and all those amazing qualities. Oh, there she is. Now I can feel her. The universe is going to start to realign to support you to be more of who you need to be. And so this is a very important movement in the universe. When you can stand in the core of your power, and you're no longer wobbling with other stuff, when you're in the core of who you are, your authentic self, the truth of your being, your vibration is strong, the universe can find you much easier, and the universe will start to realign to your magnificence. And that's very beautiful. That's when, you know, the sun can touch your shoulders and you feel like the sun's falling in love with you. That's when you can walk by flowers and feel beautiful scents of flowers. That's when you feel like people are coming to help you when you're needing help, or carry your bags or whatever, because the universe is realigning to support you. And this is why it's very important, ladies, very important, men, if you're listening, to unlock all these lower tragic vibrations and emotions so that you can truly be in your power. So yeah. Okay, are you guys ready to do some energy clearings? Yeah, should we do some? Should we see what comes up in these energy clearings? I'm really fascinated to see how we can shift the power inside of you. Because imagine, right, those negative energies that we have, how powerful they can be. They can be so powerful. You know, when I experienced that anger that I could kill someone, I was like, wow, there's a force there. These dark emotions have a force, and they do have a place. Do you know? If my child was being eaten by a dog, I would need that force of energy to go in and rip the dog off and save my child. Do you know? So it has a place. But can you imagine what your power could be and how you could impact reality if you could still get in touch with the power of compassion, or the power of wisdom, or the power of courage? Like, imagine the force of being able to switch it around so that it can create more goodness in your life and goodness in other people's lives. I think that's what we need to try and aim for in this energy clearing. Righty, okay, so energy clearing. If you haven't done an energy clearing, you're going to follow my voice. You might feel energy start to shift out of your body. You might feel old dark energy wanting to release. You might feel blocks coming up. You might feel new information and energy coming down into your body. So I invite you to just allow whatever energy needs to shift and change. You might get memories flashing up. You might feel at certain points things get very stuck. So I invite you, if that's the case, just to allow more energy to come, more healing energy to come into that area. But you just want to breathe through it, breathe through the block, allow it to release. You might want to shake your body a bit just to let the block start to come out of you. So that's really, really important. Okay, you guys ready? You're going to just close your eyes. I'd like you to allow light, a vortex of light, just to start spinning down from the heavens all the way around you. And you're going to breathe deeply and evenly as this vortex of light comes around you. You can move your body in whichever way you want to move it. So you might want to move your arms or your legs just to let the energy to start flowing through. Whew, okay, we're going straight into this. So the first thing I see or feel from the depths of your heart is this kind of primal scream of anger, and I want you to get in touch with it. Now, if you can scream your lungs out at your home, go for it. If you can't, I want you to visualize your heart chakra or your body or every cell in your body just screaming and screaming and screaming and screaming. Like, there is a lot of suppressed anger on the group level here. Now, British people tend to suppress anger quite a lot, so I'm not surprised. So it's quite normal to feel anger and then suppress it. But this is your opportunity now to let it release from your body. I want you to let every single cell of your body scream and scream and scream and scream and scream and scream. Scream it all out. You might feel that scream coming out of your heart, your head, your ears. Let it all go. Let it all come out, let it all come out. And for some of you, I almost feel like crying, because it's like you're not allowed to be angry. You're not allowed to feel the emotion of anger, and yet it's there inside of you. And for those, I just feel you crying, like, I can't be angry, but I can be sad. You know, I can't be angry, but I can be full of sorrow and disappointment. So if that's you, if you're someone that really finds it difficult to get in touch with your anger, I invite you to go really deep inside of you and find all that sorrow and sadness, which is just the collapsed anger inside of you. And for those that feel anger, you might also find the sorrow and sadness inside of you too. It's just a collapsed anger energy. Let's just keep letting it come out. And, you know, we have a lot of reasons to be angry and full of sorrow in this world. You know, things aren't right here, and things haven't been right in our families, and things aren't right in relationships. And so we do have a lot of reason to be angry. So you might also feel a deep rage or anger towards human life, towards Earth. And so I invite you to let that out as well. Or on the flip side, you might feel deep disappointment, you know? And so what I'm feeling is the anger and the disappointment are two of the same energies, really. One is maybe more in the extroverted form and the other is in more of the introverted form. So I invite you to let both those feelings go. Because if we hold on to these feelings, what you're doing is you're saying to the world, I accept life to be in this state. You know, I accept the fact that I'm going to be disappointed. I accept the fact that I have to suppress my anger. Instead of making a change, you know. So let's keep releasing it. There's quite a lot there. Part of me is a bit shocked, but another part of me is like, well, yeah, it makes complete sense, do you know? It makes complete sense. Okay, so just let it all go. And as you release the energy of anger and the energy of disappointment, you might actually start to feel more energy flowing through your body, because what you've done is you've actually freed up your life force. You've freed up your life force from having to be angry or having to be disappointed. So you might feel now that your life force is freer to exist, freer to be used. You might actually feel more energy running through your body, out your head. And I just want you to breathe deeply and just let your life force be free of anger. Just feel what it feels like for your life force to be free of suppressed anger. Just feel what it feels like for your life force to be free of disappointment, of sorrow. And it's really beautiful. So as I'm seeing, you know, your life force becoming more free, I'm seeing your chakras kind of, particularly the solar plexus, actually unlocking itself from these patterns. So it's like the solar plexus energy is freeing up. So you might feel a change in the solar plexus energy as you start to come back into your power again. And as the solar plexus energy is no longer wrapped up in disappointment and anger, I start to feel your energy getting more powerful. But I kind of get the archetype of the queen's energy coming up inside of you, or king if you're a man. So I invite you to allow the archetypal energy of the queen to start waking up inside of you. And the queen's energy is quite interesting because the queen's able to express herself, but she's also very good at having boundaries. She's also very good at saying what she needs, how to do things, how to rule. And I think, you know, particularly as women, we need to be able to rule our lives. You know, we need to know that we can rule our minds and our emotions and rule our decision making, rule the choices that we make in our lives. So I really want you to feel this energy of queen or king waking up inside of you. And just have the sensation or acknowledge the power of being able to rule your life. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. And, you know, I think this is quite an important alignment for a lot of you out there, just to know that you can rule your life, rule your thoughts, rule your decisions, rule your direction, rule what it is that you want to create. And, you know, I'm talking about ruling from, you know, authentic intention. I'm talking about ruling so that it creates harmony in your life, but also ruling so that you can be a powerful person in your life. And as this energy of the queen wakes up inside of you, I feel like better boundaries around you. So let's go into your auric field and let's just allow better boundaries. So I'm just going to send light through your auric field. You might feel your aura or your energy field starting to expand. And just allow this awareness of having good, strong boundaries setting. And, you know, when we have good boundaries, when we're aware of who we are, when we're aware of our power, we get less offended by other people. We get less put off by other people. We get less you know, deflated if someone criticizes us, because we're like, this is who I am. I know who I am. I know my worth. And, you know, and we get less affected. And on the flip side, when we have very good, strong boundaries, people respect them better, and are less likely to criticize or do the wrong thing by you. So really feel the power of the queen within you, and feel amazing, strong boundaries around you. And that energy of rule is like, no, I don't want that. Yes, I want this. No, this works for me in this way. Do you know? It's a very, very important part of our psyche as women, the queen. Okay, take 3 really deep breaths. And as you do, becoming more empowered by the queen's energy, more in alignment to the sense of power that you have. Okay, good. Good. Right, so now that we've worked on that one, let's go into unworthiness and self-hatred, okay? So for a lot of you, I feel a lot of that unworthiness and self-hatred, like this big ball of energy in your solar plexus or stomach area that might make you collapse inwards. You also might feel that self-hatred and unworthiness in other areas of your body. I know for some women, they tend to hold that energy in their hips or in their thighs and places like that. So you might be feeling that energy there. And that part of you, which is full of unworthiness and self-hatred, is the part of you that desperately needs to be loved. So I invite you to feel the love of the universe that surrounds you always. And I invite you to allow that vibration of love, that external energy of love, to come into that part of you, which is feeling deeply unworthy, deeply much full of self-hatred, and just let that part of you be loved. And for some of you, as that love's going into that place, I feel like crying, because for some of you, you're not even worthy of receiving love. So can I teach you that you're worthy of receiving love, and that it's safe to allow love to come into you now? Can we teach you that it's safe to be loved until you transform, and that it's safe to be loved until you learn to love yourself? And can we teach you how to love yourself, and that it's safe to love yourself? So I really just invite you to gather all this love from the universe. Gather it around you. Pull it in, call it in. And you're going to go to that place which is so much unworthiness, and just pack it up with love. Pack it up with love. Fill that part of you up with love, until that part of you starts to transform. Until that part of you starts to transform and feel worthy. Until that part of you transforms and starts to feel accepted. Until that part of you receives so much love that it starts to blossom with self-love. So just allow that to take place. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Amazing. I still feel like you can allow more love into your body. So can I teach you? Can you allow yourself to open up? Just imagine all the cells in your body opening up like little flowers, and that you're just receiving love, just drinking love from the universe. And remember, at the end of the day, the universe is you, so you're just receiving love from you, you're just receiving love from you. So just receive all that love into you. You might receive that love into your heart. And it's quite interesting, as all this love's coming in, I feel like I've got to go into your brain for some of you, if that's okay. And there's all these like knots, neural pathway knots inside your brain, which kind of keep you locked in unworthiness, depression, self-criticism. So I'm going to go into the brain, send a lot of light into the brain, and you might feel these knots unraveling from the brain. So if that's you, just allow that to take place now. As that happens, you might feel a lot of old energy releasing from the top of the head or from any part of the brain as that clears out. It's just a lot of negative self-dialogue, like a lot of negative self-talk that just needs to go now. It's almost like for some of you, you don't know any other way to be. You just don't know how to communicate with yourself in a better way. But, you know, now's the time. Okay, alrighty, that's feeling better. I feel like your brain's coming more into alignment. Oh, can we now allow your brain just to receive love? I know that sounds a bit weird, but sometimes our brain just needs to really receive love so that it knows how to fuel its thoughts from the vibration of love. So just open up the brain and just let this beautiful vibration of love start to pour into the head. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Good. And just let that love pour from the head all the way down through the body. And I'd like you to place your hands on your heart and just say, I accept myself. I love myself. I cherish myself. I honor myself. And it's through my acceptance that I discover myself. It's through my ability to have compassion for myself that I discover myself. It's through my ability to cherish myself that I discover myself. And by discovering myself, I allow myself to exist more. And the more I exist, the more powerful I feel in my body. So just feel yourself loving yourself so much that you discover more of you. So you might feel more of your light waking up inside of you. And letting that light start to shine through you so that you can feel more powerful with yourself. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, good. So you should be shining more with your energy now, shining more with your light. So just shine it out like I'm a powerful being who's in love and accepts myself fully. So I just feel you glowing with more of your light, and I still feel that energy of the Queen and these strong boundaries around you. And what's interesting is the more you love yourself, the more you feel empowered by yourself, the less jealous you're going to get of other people, because why would you when you're the star of your own life? Why would you when you can feel your own love glowing out inside of you to connect to life? Why would you when you feel like you've discovered yourself and you can motivate yourself and guide yourself to your destiny? You know, why would you need to be jealous of other people? So for those that do feel jealous or experience jealousy, I'd like to unlock that from you. So if you are someone that does get jealous, just unlock it. Just unlock it. I feel for some reason, I feel a lot of it in the sacral chakra. So let's just clear all that jealousy out from you. You might have felt jealousy from other people on you. So let's just unlock the jealousy that is around you as well. And let's unlock all the times that you were jealous of another person where you indirectly cursed yourself. Or you put yourself down, do you know, because you were jealous of the other, then being like angry because you're not that. And let's clear that all out. So let's clear out that self-cursing energy of you being jealous of another person. And for some of you, there's quite a lot there. You know, it builds up over your lifetime. So just let it start to release. I feel like there's all this self-inflicted curse because of the jealousy of others right through the heart chakra. So I feel like I've got to pull all that out. Oh, there's quite a lot there for some of you. And also for me too, I feel like my own, you know, when you get jealous of another person and you feel like you're not good enough, I'm actually also feeling a lot shifting from me too. So now's the time to let that all go. Good. Can we now teach you the difference between being jealous from other people and being inspired by them? Can we teach you how to live your life feeling inspired by other people and inspired by life around you and inspired by the world around you? Can we teach you that, you know, that it's actually other people will bring inspiration to you? You know, it's not about them being better than you, but maybe they're just bringing that inspiration to say, hey, you can experience that too. Hey, you deserve to have that journey. So can we teach you now that it's safe to be inspired by others, and it's safe to be inspired by the universe around you, so that you can truly, live a greater life. And let's teach your brain how to move out of jealousy and move into being inspired. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Cool. I'm feeling so much more energy. It's almost like you're being lifted up by life around you now. So just feel life lifting you up in a new way. Feel life inspiring you in a new way. Feel yourself loving and accepting yourself. Feel yourself feeling a powerful queen who can rule her life. And I just want you for a moment to feel how this brings power to you. This combination of energy is bringing a new relationship to you and to life. It's bringing a new relationship to the way that you relate to yourself and the way that you relate to others. It's bringing a new relationship to the choices that you make in your life and the way that you interact with your life as well. So take 3 really deep breaths. You might want to move your body, give it a good shake as this new energy moves through you. You might feel your whole body moving into a new alignment, which is good. You can smile, because smiling is always good. Okay, alrighty. So now we're just going to bring the sexual energy up to the throat chakra, just to open up the throat so that you can express yourself more. So you're going to squeeze your intimate muscles, contact your sexual energy, pump it up to your throat chakra, and on the exhale, let it out through your throat chakra. You're going to inhale, squeeze intimate muscles, send the sexual energy up to the throat chakra. Exhale that sexual energy through the throat chakra. And smile, and you should feel the throat chakra getting larger. And as the throat chakra opens up more, you're going to feel more present in life. So this is who I am, this is what I need to say. You won't be doubting yourself, should I said that, should have I said that? It's no, this is what I need to say and I'm saying it. So again, squeezing intimate muscles. On the inhale, send the sexual energy up to the throat. On the exhale, let the sexual energy move out the throat chakra. Beautiful, very, very beautiful. Okay, so now your throat chakra has opened up to express more. You've got an amazing energy field. You feel the queen. You love yourself. You're being inspired by life. Now I want you to feel your energy field, right? Like I said, standing in the core of your power, standing in the core of your truth of your being. And you're going to feel the molecules of reality realigning to support you, realigning to reflect your brilliance back. So beyond your energy field is all the molecules of reality, and I just want you to feel them realigning to support you. Feeling the molecules of reality realigning to support your destiny, the molecules of reality realigning to guide you, the molecules of reality realigning to inspire you so you can be the best version of you, the molecules of reality realigning to support you so that you can be supported by all of life to grow. And the molecules of reality constantly realigning so that you feel inspired and loved by life. And you're going to smile. And I don't know why, but my heart chakra is just really opened up at the moment, just to feel just loved and supported and honored. Can we teach you what it feels like to have life honor you? And what it feels like for all of life to respect who you are? Amazing. So just allow that alignment to take place. And just for a moment, I just want you to feel beautiful, sparkling energy from the universe just shining down upon you, glittering upon you. I want you to just receive and just be in receptive mode for a moment. Just receive. Okay, amazing, 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 amazing. Okay, give yourself a shake and a wiggle, take a few breaths, have a smile. So until the next exciting chapter, which is on Saturday, which we're doing sexual shame actually. So that should be really interesting. Until then, sending you so much love. Anyway, bye.